Hello everyone, and this is your first maths video. For the next couple of videos, for the next couple of weeks, how the video goes is going to be the same. So what we're going to be working on is things that you have done already, and we're going to work through questions together. Okay, but first of all, today, what I would like you to do is count to 20 to begin with, okay? So I'm going to give you some time to quickly count to 20. Okay then, so that was an easy task, so I'm sure you'll be able to count to 20, so let's do it together. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. You have to be careful when you get to the teen numbers that you're not saying 30. Okay, so 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Okay, so that should have been really easy. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're just going to practice writing those numbers down, because it can be a little tricky sometimes and we get a little bit muddled up. We know our numbers and we know the number, when we write it down, we get the numbers the wrong way round. And when we write them the wrong way round, that makes it a completely different number then, okay? So you need some paper and something to write with, and I'm going to give you a few seconds to write the numbers 1 to 10. Actually, 0 to 10. Okay? So off you go. Okay, remember, if you need longer, all you have to do is just pause the video, okay? So we are going to write the numbers on the mirror board, okay? So I'm sure all of you managed to write all the numbers down, but let's see if you've got them the right way round. Okay, so we're going to start with 0, 1. Now this is one of the numbers that we sometimes get confused with is the number 2. Now number 2 goes that way round. Okay. Then we have number 3. Now number 3 goes that way round. Quite a lot of us do our 3s this way. Now that's the wrong way round. That's actually an F. So not that one. Okay. And number 4. Okay, number 4. Simple. Now number 5. Now number 5 can be quite tricky to write. So we start with up the top and we go back on ourselves. Then we go down and then we go round. Okay. And again, number 5 faces that way round, not this way round. Okay. Next number is number 6. Very easy again. Okay. Number 7, straight across, straight down. And he goes that way around, not that way around. Okay, so number 7, number 8, 2 circles sitting on each other. Okay. And then number 9 is a circle, so we start with the top part and then we come down with the stick. Okay, and it faces that way, not that way. Otherwise that would be a P. Okay, and number 10 is 1 and 0. Okay, now when it comes to the teen numbers, actually any number that's 10 or higher has tens and it has units, okay? So any number that is 10 or higher has tens and units, okay? And that can help us when we're writing the numbers to make sure that we get them the right way round. Okay, so 11. 11, that should be an easy one. That's got 110 and 1 unit. So it's written like this. 2 ones together. Okay. Now 12. Now when we say it, it sounds like we're saying the 2 first. So some of us think that we have to write the 2 first. It's not. We have to remember that 12 has 1 10 and 2 ones. Okay. So it has 1 10 and 2 ones. And we write that the 10 goes first and then the ones go after it. Okay. Now, if I wrote it the other way round, that would be 2 and 1. That would say I have 2 10s and 1 1. And that number would be 21, not 12. Okay. Now I'm going to skip to 15. 15. Okay, so 15 has 1 10 and 5 ones. Okay, so that is 1 10 and 5 ones, and we write it as a 1 and a 5. Okay. How about the number 34? The number 34. I want you to have a little think now. The number 34. How many 10s does 34 have? How many 10s does it have? And how many 1s does it have? And I want you to try and write the number 34 down now, and then we'll come back to it and see if you've got it right. So quickly now, write the number 34 down. Okay, let's have a look. So 34 has 3 10s. Has 3 10s, and it has 4 1s. Okay, so it becomes 34. Now the 10s always go first, so it's got 3 10s and 4 1s. So we write it as 34, as you can see there. Okay, I'm going to give you another number now, and I want you to see if you can do it and write the number the correct way round. Okay, so we're going to go for number 16. Okay, I'm just going to get myself a little flip it round. Okay, so the number 16. Can you write that down for me now? The number 16. Remember, how many 10s does 16 have and how many 1s does it have? Okay, and we write the 10s first, then the 1s afterwards. Okay, so hopefully you would have wrote it down as it's got 1 10 and it's got 6 1s, so that makes it 16 like that. Okay, last one, and then we're going to move on. So I would like you to try and write down the number 18. 18. Now it sounds like I'm saying the 8 first, but it's our teen numbers. So think about how many 10s does 18 have, and how many 1s does it have, and then you write that number down with the 10s first and the 1s afterwards. So your number again is 18. Okay, so hopefully you would have wrote that down as 18 has 1 10 and it has 8 1s. And we write that down like that. Okay? Now I would like you to keep practicing this, because it's something that we make little mistakes on all the time, and that's okay. But the more practice we get, the better at writing our numbers we will, okay? So next week, I'm going to test you on writing the numbers down, okay? So let's move on. So today we are, let me just bring the screen up. Sorry, just give me a second. My laptop isn't working. Okay, so Okay, so as you can see here, today your activities are these question sheets. Okay, now this is a year one, okay, and that can be found in the year one maths folder. Okay, and we're going to work through some of these questions today. And then here is the year two one. So this again is in the year two folder, maths folder, okay? And there's questions for you to work through, and it's a variety of questions. It's just not on one aspect of maths, it's on lots of different ones, okay? And again, we're going to work through some of these questions today, and then you can carry on if you'd like to. Okay, so we are going to start with some of the year one questions, okay? So I'm just going to bring up the PowerPoint now. Okay, so I have chosen, I hope you can see that. Okay, let's bring this up. There we go. Okay, so year one. So we have a question here, and it starts with 18 add something equals 20. Now, you might think that that's a really easy question, and you'd be able to find that answer out really quickly, but we're going to work through some of the ways that you could work this question out. So if we look here, I've got two, what are these called? 10 frames, okay? So I know that one 10 frame has 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It has 10 squares in it, and this one also has 10, okay? So if I add 10 and 10 together, that gives me 20. And here the question says the answer is 20, okay? So we've got enough squares there to help us work out the answer. So first of all, we're going to work with the 10 frames, okay? So what I do know is that I've got 18. So I need to draw 18 onto the 10 frame, don't I? 18 counters. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, so quickly I can see what I need to add to 18 to make 20. So I've got 18 counters and I need to add something to make 20. Now if we look here, I've got 2 spaces left, okay? So that must mean that 18 add 2 equals 20. Okay, and we can double check. So we've got 18 counters there, and I'm going to add 2 more. 18, 19, 20. Fantastic, easy peasy. Okay, now you could have done that on the number line here, as you can see. Okay, so if I start at 18, which is here, because I don't need to start at 0, because I know that I have 18 to begin with. Okay, so I've got 18 sweets. So I've got 18. How many more would I need to make? So I've got 20 sweets, so add another 1, 19, add another 1, 20, and I've added 2. Okay? Easy peasy. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. Now I'm going to give you a few seconds to try and work out this one by yourself. So I've got 15 add something equals 20. Okay, so if you need to pause the video, you can. And I want you to try and work out 15 add something equals 20. Now, if you could try and use the 10 frames or the number line, that would be fantastic. Okay then, let's see what the answer is. So hopefully you've worked out the answer either by counting on from 15 with your fingers or using the number line or the 10 frames. Let's start with the 10 frames first. So I know I've got 15. Okay, so let's fill up the 10 frames. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 counters. So if I look on my 10 frames, I can see how many more I need to add to 15 to make 20. So how many more do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 15 add 5 equals 20. So let's double check using the number line. Okay, so let's get the pen back. Okay, so again, with the number line, I don't need to start on 0, okay, because I know I've got 15 to start with. I can put 15 in my mind, okay? So I'm going to start at 15. Okay, so I need to get to 20, which is all the way over here, okay? So let's do it together. Let's count together. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we were correct that we needed 5 more to make 20. Okay, so fantastic. Well done. Hopefully you got the answer to that, and maybe you didn't need to use the 10 frames or the number line to help you. Okay, so colour in half of these shapes. Okay, so first of all, what shape do I have here? What shape is this one? It's got 3 sides, and that makes it a triangle. Okay, so what shape is this one here? It's got 4 sides, 4 equal sides, 4 sides that are the same. So that must mean it is a square. Okay, so the question is asking us to colour in half of those shapes. Now, when we're talking about half, we mean splitting it into 2. 2 equal, 2 of the same parts. Okay, so I'm going to get a ruler out and I'm going to draw some lines. Okay, so we need to split the shapes into 2 equal parts, 2 of the same parts. So I'm going to just draw a line. I'm going to see if you think that this is equal. Do you think that is equal? Have I cut that triangle in half? No, I haven't, have I? If that was a piece of cake, I would make sure I had the bigger piece, because whoever had the second piece was going to get a very small piece. Okay, so that isn't half. Okay, so let's try again. Hopefully you've worked out where I need to cut the triangle in half to make 2 equal pieces, 2 of the same pieces. So let's try. How about now? Is that 2 equal halves? Does that look exactly the same? No, it doesn't, does it? Okay, so let's try again. Okay, how about now? Have I split the triangle into 2 pieces that are exactly the same? Yes, I have. So I could colour in 1 half. And I'm not going to colour it in properly because it's going to take me a while. Okay, so let's move on to the square. I need to cut the square in half, just like I did the triangle, into 2 equal pieces. Okay, so where do you think I could cut it in half? So if I do this, is this in half? No, it's not, is it? Okay, so let's try again. How about now? Is that in half? Yes, it is. Now, you could have also done it in a different way. Some of you might have thought, oh, I could cut it in half this way to make 2 exactly the same pieces. Yeah? Okay. Well done. Right, let's move on. Okay, so, we can't see that, can we? There we go. Okay, so we've got a bit of a problem question here. So if Lisa has 6 apples and she shares them equally with Sarah, how many apples will they have each? Now, we did a bit of equal parts on the slide before with the split in the triangle and the square. Okay, so we've got 6 apples in total, and you can see down here we've got the 6 apples. Okay, now they need to split those apples equally so they both have the same amount of apples to be fair. So how many apples do you think Sarah will have, and how many apples do you think Lisa will have? I'm going to give you a few minutes now to work that out. Okay, let's try, shall we? So I'm going to move 1 to Lisa. I'm going to move 1 to Sarah. I'm going to move 1 to Lisa. I'm going to move another 1 to Lisa. I'm going to move 1 to Sarah, and I'm going to move the last one to Lisa. Is that equal? Is that the same? Have they both got the same amount of apples? No. Now, Sarah's got 2, but Lisa's got 4. So what do I need to do to make it equal? I could move one of the apples over to Sarah. Now, that gives Sarah 1, 2, 3 apples, and it gives Lisa 1, 2, 3 apples. So they've both got an equal amount of apples. Okay. Fantastic. Now that's the end of the year 1 questions. Year 1, if you want to carry on and do some of the year 2 questions with us, that's fine. Or you can go and find the sheet in the maths folder and finish off the questions on the sheet. Okay, so let's move on. Year 2. So we've got a question here. So it says use the correct sign, the greater than, the less than or the greater than symbol to make these questions true. So we've got 10 and a space 20. And then we've got 3 and a space and 8. Okay, so if we look here, we've got the greater than symbol. Okay, so this means bigger than. Okay, and we can make him look like a crocodile actually. Now the crocodile always likes to eat the bigger number, okay? So he points the way of the bigger number, okay? He always looks at the bigger number, not the smaller number, always looking at the bigger number, okay? So if we have a look at our questions, now 10, is 10 bigger or smaller than 20? It's smaller, isn't it? So what symbol do we think we should use in there to show that 10 is smaller or less than 20? What do you think? Yes, you should have noticed that we should be putting in that symbol. Okay, so 10 is less than 20, and you can see that the crocodile is eating the bigger number, the 20. Okay, so let's try it again. So 3. Is 3 bigger than, is it greater than, or is it less than 8? Is 3 bigger or smaller than 8? And what sign should we use? Yes, so hopefully you would have worked out that 8 is less than 8, so we need to use the less than symbol. So again, it's the same. However, if I change the questions, so I've changed it round now. So we have got start with the top one, 20 something than 10. Is 20 bigger than, greater than, or less than 10? So is 20 the bigger number than 10? It is. So if 20 is bigger than 10, what symbol am I going to be using? Am I going to be using this symbol again? Yes, well done. So hopefully you would have noticed that I need to use the greater than symbol, which is this symbol here. So 20, see the crocodile, he's eating the bigger number. 20 is greater than 10. Can you say it? Lovely. Okay, so 8. Is 8 greater than or less than 3? So yes, 8 is bigger. It's greater than 3. So we need to use the greater than symbol again, don't we? So 8, see the crocodile's eating 8. 8 is greater than 3. Can you say that as well, please? Fantastic. Now, can you see how we just had to change our number sentence around and the symbols change around too? Okay. So let's move on. Okay, so, I've got some questions here and we need to see if they're true or wrong. Okay, so are these correct? If not, can you make them right? Okay, so let's look at the first one. 11 add 4 equals 20. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to do it on the 10 frames. Let's check on the 10 frames. Now, you might already know the answer. Okay. You might already know the answer. So, while I just get the pen ready for the 10 frames, 11 add 4 equals 20. Do you think that is correct or incorrect? Okay, see, I think it might be incorrect. So we need to see if we are right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Can you see what I've done there? So I filled my 10 frames with 11 because in the first part of the question it says we've already got 11. Okay, now I need to add 4, so I'm going to add it in a different colour. I'm going to add 4 now. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I haven't reached the end of the 10 frame. So that means the answer cannot be 20. So let's count to check here. So I know I've got 10 here, so I'm not going to start from the very beginning. I'm going to start from 10. So 10 here, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So actually 11 add 4 equals 15. So we need to write that number sentence down as well. Okay, let me just make that a little bit smaller. So 11 add 4 equals 15. Okay, so we've done the first one pretty much together. While I get rid of the bits on the 10 frames, have a look at the next question. So 20 take away 15 equals 9. Now I would like you to try and work that out by yourself now, okay? So 20 take away 15 equals 9. You need to decide if it's correct or incorrect. Now you can use the number line and the 10 frames on the screen here. And if it's not right, can you write the correct number sentence for me? Off you go. Okay, if you need longer, just pause the video, okay? Because I'm about to start going through the answers. So if you haven't finished, pause the video now. Okay, so 20 take away 15. Okay, so first of all, I need to start with 20 on my 10 frames, don't I? So let's do it now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay. So I need to take away 15 of these to see if the answer is 9. Okay, so let's start doing it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So I've just taken away 15 from 20. Am I left with 9 on my 10 frames? No, I'm not. How many am I left with? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So actually 20 take away 15 is 5. So let's write that new number sentence together. So 20 take away 15 equals 5. Now I'm just going to double check using the number line, okay, because it's always good to use different ways to check our answers. Okay, so I'm going to start at 20 and we'll work my way back 15. Now I can do it in jumps of 1 or I can do it in jumps of something else. But for now I'm going to do it in jumps of 1. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so we've taken away 15 and we were correct. There's 5 left. Okay, so the last one. Okay, while I clear up the screen, 13 add 7 equals 20. Is that one correct or is it incorrect? Off you go. Okay, let's see if it's correct or incorrect. Now, remember, if you need more time, just pause the video. Okay, so we need to put 13 on our 10 frames first. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, I've done too many. Get the rubber out. Okay, so let's check. 10, 11, 12, 13. There we go. So we've got 13 now. So I need to add 7 and see if it makes 20. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it does. So this one is the only correct one. And we should know this because we know our number bonds. Okay, so let's check on the number line just to make sure. So 13 adds 7. So we start at 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Fantastic. Okay, so moving on to our last question now, okay? You're doing great. So we have got a time question, okay? So dance class starts at 9 o'clock. The class lasts for an hour, for a whole hour. What time will it finish, okay? So we actually need 2 clocks here. So I'm going to copy it and paste it. There we go. So we've got 2 clocks. Okay, so first of all, we need to show what 9 o'clock is. Now, can you remember when Mrs. Morfield was putting the maths up and you did a lot of maths on time? Okay, can you show what 9 o'clock would look like? Have a go now. Okay, so first of all, it's 9 o'clock. So we must have a hand pointing to 9. Now, 9 is telling us the hour. So that means it has to be the shorthand that is pointing to the 9. Sorry about my wiggly line. Okay, now it's an o'clock time. So where does the big hand point to if it's an o'clock time? It will be pointing to the 12. Hopefully you said that. Okay, so an hour. A whole hour has passed. Okay, so that's whole hour. 1 hour. Okay, so what time do you think the dance class will stop? Okay, now an hour is just like it's 1 whole hour, okay? Now, if this big hand goes around the clock, so this is 5 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, 30 minutes, 35 minutes, 40 minutes, 45 minutes, 50 minutes, 55 minutes, and because time we only go up to 60 minutes, which is equal to 1 hour, it come back to the 12. So that means the big hand would have gone round the clock one whole time. So how many times do you think the little hand would have gone round the clock? Would have gone round once as well. So the little hand will now be pointing to the 10, and the big hand again will be pointing to the 12. So it finishes at 10 o'clock. So hopefully you got that, okay? And well done for today. So hopefully you enjoyed those questions. Now year 2, if you want to carry on with some of those questions, you just find that sheet that I showed you in the year 2 maths folder, okay? Okay, so enjoy. Bye-bye.